Evolution by Phil Barca, Logan Fox, Sidney Wahlberg, and Ryan Beaver. Evolution, the process by which different kinds of living organisms are thought. Humans haven't stopped evolving. Although civilization hasn't been around long enough to see any extraordinary changes, we can nonetheless expect to see some as time draws on. It shouldn't come to any surprise, then, that humans are expected to evolve into a single, ubiquitous ethnic group should the mixings of the cultures continue. As miscegenation becomes commonplace, humans will slowly begin to lose the distinguishing features of their ethnicity and instead take on characteristics from many different parts of the world.
Miscegenation is the mixing of different racial groups through marriage, Scientists say that the change is already happening. The average age at which a woman in Britain has her first baby has been rising steadily, stands at 29.8. In the US, just 1% of first children were born to women over the age of 35 in 1970. By 2012, that figure rose to 15%. As countries become socio-economically advanced, more and more people, especially women, have the option to engage in cultural reproduction, Mr. Last added. And as well as having more child-free years to enjoy leisure time, he believes artificial intelligence will offset the need for low-skilled jobs. We may also spend a large amount of time living in virtual reality. Mr. Last also says, I'm not quite sure most people have ever internalized the implications of this possibility.
Stephen Stearns, a professor of ecology and evolutionary biology at Yale, was quick to the point out how little we could predict about our future. Both our shifts to agrarian lifestyle 8 to 10,000 years ago and the Industrial Revolution were marked by major shifts in the diet, exposure to infectious disease, and risk of chronic disease.
The big idea that this connects to is evolution itself.
Three real-world examples that our question applies to are ethnicity, immune system modifications, physical appearance of humans.
Quotes from scientists. Ray Kurzweil, the director of engineering at Google, says that Parkinson's patients and the dead already can have computerized devices implanted. By the 2030s, this will be ubiquitous. Computers will be small enough to enter our brains non-invasively through our capillaries. One application will be to extend our neocortex, the region of the brain where we do our thinking, in the cloud, just as today I can extend the intelligence of my smartphone in the cloud. Also, Sarah Tishkoff, the population geneticist at the University of Pennsylvania, says in the quote, "In 10,000 years or more, I would expect to see less differentiation among global populations. I don't think a new species of humans will arise since our culture evolves more rapidly than our genes." S. J. Olshansky, a biodemographer at the University of Illinois at Chicago, says the most obvious driver of physiological evolution in the future would be human manipulation of genes to favor certain characteristics, if we could learn to do that. The first thing we would do is try to get rid of the baggage that evolution left us with, so the diseases and disorders linked to aging bodies would probably be our first targets. Another idea suggested by evolutionary theorist Oliver Curry of the London School of Economics seems like a retreat of ideas from science fiction writer H.G. Wells' classic The Time Machine, with the human species split into two over time, an underclass of dim-witted short goblins and a genetic upper class of tall, slim, healthy, attractive, and intelligent future humans.